Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Owlet Preseason 3.5. Today we have Scandals versus the Talon Redshirts. I'm going to be one of your casters, Lightknight, accompanied by my friend Mysfyt. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a good one for you tonight, folks. Both these teams looking for a bit of redemption. Of course, both these teams lost their previous matches in preseason. Scandals falling 3-0 to the Bench Boys, and Talon Redshirts going down in a 3-1 to Odyssey. And now, before we got into this game, I asked both teams' captains to give me a little bit of an insight into their mindsets going into this new preseason match. And Scandals replied that they are looking to work out the kinks they saw in the last match, and that they want to prove themselves and prove that they can compete before they hit the regular season. On Talon Redshirt's side, they are very aware of the fact that they are a little bit lower SR than most of the teams in this division, and they were really happy that they were able to take a map off of an opponent last night, and they are much more confident moving forward in the preseason. So both these teams really looking to prove themselves. We got an exciting one queued up for you tonight, folks.
Yeah, the Scandals didn't do too well. They did get 3-0'd by the Bench Boys. And quite honestly, there were only a couple players who managed to get much done when very notable. The rest, they kind of just kept falling. They played a lot of double barrier, and they wouldn't switch off because they probably wouldn't practice. So I would like to see a little bit more flexibility. What do you think about Talon Redshirts?
Well, Talon Redshirts had a good first map against Odyssey, or so I'm told. There was a little bit of a mishap. I don't believe I actually was able to see it because there's some issues with the stream. But Talon Redshirts had a really good first map against Odyssey. They were able to take one off. They really favor the double barrier comps as well. A lot of variations. They like to run a Mercy with the double barrier, which is kind of strange. They have a DPS Celery Man who plays a lot of the Ashe, and it looks like a lot of their strategy revolves around pocketing him. He is one of their higher SR players, and he is a very solid DPS player, so it makes sense that they would want to try to play with that advantage as much as possible. So a lot of variations coming out. They run the Junkrat, the Pharah, the Ashe. They do like the Genji, but they switch it up, even though they are running the double barrier comp.
Yeah, I think we're ready to start the match. I'm just going to give the go sign.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to get into this one. It looks like the first map is going to be Busan, which has very different metas all across the board. If you think about maps like Sanctuary, that's a very double barrier heavy meta, but you can also run a dive there. And then Downtown, of course, is a very dive heavy map. Control of those high grounds becomes very important when you want to hold that map. And Mecha Base, honestly, I've seen all three types of comps, both spam, brawl, and dive all work there. So we can see a lot of different things coming out here.
So we have started the game, and we're just going to see which comps are going to be running.
Yeah, absolutely. As we get into this first map here, it looks like it will be Sanctuary, which of course is the more double barrier heavy map. We do see some Widow come out here, especially in the Overwatch League. There are a lot of long sightlines that talented hit scan players can play, so there is a lot of room for variation here.
Yeah, we have Kev Adrenaline on Ashe. Ashe is a sniper, and the thing about snipers is you have to get picks early on in fights, or you're not going to get much value.
Yeah, Ashe, of course, a little bit different than the typical sniper. You know, you got your Hanzos and your Widows that go for the one-shot kills, but Ashe does provide the value with the Dynamite. Comboing that Dynamite with the Orisa Pulse is a very, very impactful cooldown usage in this meta, and it's something that teams have to have down pat if they're going to run this double barrier with the Orisa. We also see the Ashe come out, or excuse me, the Junkrat come out from the side of Scandals. A little bit different than their other looks. They ran the Torb and the Genji in their last match, so a little bit different. Could be due to the fact that Orion is in fact a ringer. They are down Dovahkiin, who was one of their premier players in their last match. We'll have to see how that affects them as we get into this first team fight.
Yeah, so both of them seem to be going through this little bottom part of the gong. They got a bit of a fight. Not many picks here. Dynamite does come out. You know, we got an Immortality Field forced out. This Scandals, I believe. The Scandals are pushing Redshirts back. They are being forced down. There are no picks yet, though. Bit of a poking phase. People trying to get the ults up. Scandals have managed to get the point, and just, you know, they're winning the fight now. Losing the fight, I mean. They got 2 down by the Blue Wolf and Jimmy. This isn't looking too good for them.
Yeah, Talon Redshirts gave up a lot of space there early on. A really good job by Scandals there, taking the space that they needed and getting point control early. They will get about 23% here onto the point, which is pretty good, but they didn't push their advantage hard enough. They had a lot of space to work with, and they had Talon Redshirts in a bad spot, and they were too indecisive, and Blue Wolf and Jimmy Dippy able to pull off some big picks there and open the fight up for their team and able to get the point cap back.
Blue Wolf trying to get attacks from above, kind of like an aerial bomber, as Idle Hell is holding the left side. However, Scandals are going to be pushing right, so that didn't really do much. We got an ult coming out here, Window, trying to get some picks off, not getting too much value, however, doing a bit of damage. Got Windows coming out from both sides now, trying to break their shields. You got an Immortality forced out to Talon. Blue Wolf did pop their ult, but it got shot down immediately. Very much value there.
It kind of
looks like the Scandals
poor ult usage there from Scandals. They used both their ults at both their support ults at the same time. Kind of seemed a little bit like a miscommunication. Didn't really get the values they needed there. A little bit of a late ult from Link with the Window themselves, but Talon Redshirts able to get the value they needed out of it, and they're able to win the fight here. Ult's kind of heavily in favor of the defenders. Talon Redshirts here with the Bongo and the Flux.
Oh, we got a Gravitic Flux coming up here. Sigma bringing it down. Immortality is forced out, which is very good for the Talon. We got a Supercharger coming out from Marissa, trying to get more damage pumped in. However, it's sadly taken away as Bob comes in from Kev, taking out Jimmy. We got a Valley forced out by Vita, trying to get damage in it, kind of like a raid boss, and a lot of damage. We got another Bob from Blue Wolf, I believe. And it looks like Scandals might be taking this. Nope, they're not going to. Bob, just too much, a lot of damage there, as they will be cleaning up in Talon's favor.
Once again, we see Scandals with the advantage there. They have the picks, they have the Supercharger up, but they just don't push their advantage hard enough. And Talon Redshirts able to stabilize, and now it looks like they will be able to take this first map very comfortably. Scandals not really putting up that much of a fight yet.
Actually quite surprised, because if you look at the SRs, the Talon were actually underdogs at I believe a lower SR than the Scandals, if I do remember correctly. It's quite surprising.
Yes. That is correct. Talon Redshirts is quite low for the Masters division. They are typically I should say Majors division, not Masters. They are about 2.7K average team, playing in a 3K but 3.5K tournament. But they're showing right now that they have the stuff. They have what it takes to be in this division, able to take that first point off of Scandals here. Scandals really going to have to put it back together to have a chance there. They need to be much more aggressive here. I do like the Brawl look, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be close up, trying to get a bunch of picks. I think either the DPS or the back lines. Do you think they'll be able to pull this off?
We'll have to see here. It all comes down to how this first fight plays out. Obviously, first fight, very important on control maps because you get that point control first, able to take up that percent and put that pressure on your opponent here. We'll have to see how they're able to run it here. I don't like that there's not a Lucio. I'll say that.
Talon is being pushed back up to height. Oh, but they do get a pick on Orion and Nina Burrito, both DPS and tanks, as well as Vizna. And this is just going to be very bad for Scandals as they're forced to retreat.
Yeah, that was a very, very smart play there from Talon Redshirts. So what they do there, obviously Spam wants to stay away from Brawl, kind of wants to keep their distance. And because that they don't run the Lucio, because Scandals opts for the Ana Brig rather than the Ana Lucio, Scandals isn't really able to follow Talon Redshirts while they make the rotation to get away from that Reinhardt, get away from Scandals, and they're able to just play the distance and pick them apart from afar.
Machatio did go down really early in that fight, however, she is back and ready to fight. They are being held at this choke. Vizna goes in, trying to create space for his team, and he does seem to be doing so. They all get good together by the Hulk, as Agent Gecko is taken out by Blue Wolf. This is not very good for the Scandals. Idle Hell taking out Matcha. Absolute chaos. Only man, it does go down together though. Sorry for cutting you off.
You're fine. I'm a little confused as the comp that Scandals is opting for here. We do see this Winston Zarya dive comp get played, but we don't see it with a Junkrat and a McCree typically. We typically see it with, like your Genji, your Tracer, occasionally your Sombra if you're feeling extra frisky, but this is a really weird comp, and it kind of doesn't really play to one strength, but they might be trying to play to individual strengths to break this defense from Talon Redshirts, but it doesn't look like they're having any luck.
Yeah, by all means, playing to individual traits could work, but against a team like the Talon, they're on relatively the same level, it might not be the best strategy. Maybe switch off the McCree or the Junkrat. Obviously not now, because they both have the ults. But maybe later on the line they could make switch.
Yeah, right now it's kind of looking all in favor of Talon Redshirts. Obviously, that Supercharger and that Bob available to them. The Supercharger, of course, being the highest fight-winning rate ultimate in the game. So really powerful ultimate to have here as they pop it for the final fight here.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for the Scandals because last game that they had last series, they kept trying the double barrier, and now when they're playing more flexible, they're also getting taken down, you know, very swiftly. However, they will manage to get the point.
Yeah, they are able to take the fight, and they do have this grab available to them. Obviously, the grab, very, very powerful ultimate. Also one of the very highest win rate ultimates in the game. So if they are able to use this here and able to get out ultimates from the enemy and charge some of their arm, they may have a chance to stabilize here and take this point.
I would like to see them take this point just to prove that they are, in fact, a team that can compete against the Talon. A grab forced out, taking out 4 people. Immortality barrier does come out though, so didn't really get much value. But they do get 3 picks from Binza. 5 picks actually. Idle Hell's the only one left. He's gonna get staggered by quite a margin there.
And Nito Burrito pulling off an excellent grab. They're able to catch, I believe it was 3 or 4 in that one, and the picks just come in off that. Bizna able to charge almost to another primal here. Gecko will have that rally offline, or online rather. That rally, of course, being a very, very powerful ultimate, giving all of your team extra health for a significant period of time. We'll have to see how it plays out as we get into the second phase.
We have Blue Wolf using the Winston copy. We got a Junkrat ult coming out. It gets 2 picks on Link and Jimmy Deppy. Celeryman also going down to a Ryan 52, getting so much value from that roll. And they're just gonna take out everybody there, forcing them to retreat.
Yeah, like Orion there with a very good eye. Link has to burn the eye field early to keep up a member of his team that was caught in Visma's Primal Rage, and because that eye field is gone, it means free picks for anyone not inside, and Orion is able to punish 2 people with that Riptire, and now they are looking posed to win this match.
I am concerned for the Scandals because they have a bit of an old disadvantage. We got a grab coming out. Only hit Zarya though, but Idol does go down as well with Blue Wolf and Link. Luminous Science gone. Oh, sorry, Idle Wolf didn't go down. He got stunned out of his ultimate. It looks like the Scandals should win this map. This point. Lucio coming in. No, yeah, this is going to be for the Scandals, so it's 1-1 here.
Yeah, we talked about how poor this comp pick was from Scandals, but it really looked like they pulled it together once they had control of the point. It does kind of feel like this is a comfort comp for them, or maybe not comfort comp, but each player looks comfortable with the character that they're playing. So comfort picks coming in clutch for them here. It does look like I'm noticing more and more how much this team is having to offer right now. Doge325, who was the main support in the last game that Scandals played, is currently out right now, and Agent Gecko, who played tank in the last game, is now on the main support. So they aren't just having the ringer in for Orion, they're having to off-roll to make this work, and that might contribute to why they are down, or even with Talon Redshirts, and we may see them start to pull together as they get more used to this different comp that they have to run.
The thing I'm scared about for the Scandals is that the Talon might be able to adapt here, and if that does happen, they might have to switch again. We got a little bit of a poking phase. Not much happening, however, Kev does go down to Celery. That is not good. They're pushing them back into the movie theater. We've got a Hall coming out. I'm sorry, he does pop her bubble. On the point, nobody's touching point right now on this ball. Matcha, we have a bunch of picks, 3 for the Scandals. Yeah, this is going to be Scandals victory here. Very nice.
See, this is such a strange comp. Someone's got a cat point. Okay, there we go. It's such a strange comp. It's like dive with the Junkrat, but what's really happening here is Orion is finding these off angles and these flanks and is able to get the value while Bizna and Nito Burrito distract. with what they're doing. So Bizna will go in, get the bubble, mess around, distract the enemy, and then Orion will come from such weird angles that I don't think Talon Redshirts is prepared for and just get kills left and right.
Yeah, Hammond going ham in the back line, taking out 2 people with his ultimate. Agent Gecko also used his ultimate and should be taking out the Sylvester, I guess he is. The window was forced out, but got no value at all. Agent Gecko might get staggered here. Yes, she will.
Yeah, this was the best possible scenario for the Scandals here. They were able to use 1 ultimate, the only one they had, and force out the only ultimate on the side of Talon Redshirts. So now we go into this next fight with a huge ult advantage in the favor of Scandals. They will have this Grav coming offline and the Riptire soon to follow. Jimmy Dippy will be coming up on the Supercharger. Like we said before, that is a very high win rate ultimate, very impactful in the current meta. So we'll have to see which team is able to use their fight winner to the biggest advantage.
The Celery on Samba could be a game changer if we could get some very crucial hacks. Not looks like they're going to be able to do it that here, as that was a very quick game there. Do you think there's anything that the Redshirts can do here to try and just bring it back against the Scandals? Because this looks to be a very good comp.
They need to pick what they want to focus. They're kind of all over the place right now. They don't really seem to be prepared for anything that's happening. Salaryman gets a big pick out of Orion coming back from spawn. That could be impactful. That might be what they need right there.
Did have a rally forced out. Oh, Hammond ult. Might get a pick or 2. No, it does not. We got a bit of a brawl here on point. Redshirts are looking just to win this 1 fight, just so they can bring this into overtime. They can't get off point here. Yep, and they will be capping this point, 99-1.
That was a really risky play there from Salaryman. Typically, as a Sombra player, a reformed Sombra one-trick myself, I definitely would not have gone for a 1v1 with a Junkrat just because of how quickly he can burst me down before I even able to use my translocator. But Salaryman, apparently very confident in his mechanics and is able to go duel and take out Orion, who's been getting so much value for the Scandals, and that provides an opportunity for his team. And now Salaryman will have this EMP going into the next fight, which is another really impactful ultimate.
We do have a little fight. We have an EMP taken out. As all this just not looking good to the Scandals. We're having flashbacks here. They're getting absolutely rolled, sent back to spawn.
Yeah, and that's one of the cardinal sins about playing against the Sombra with EMP is you cannot group up like that. You can't just give the Sombra a free 5-man EMP. That's just a guaranteed fight win. And now Talon Redshirts comfortably in control of this match with 3 ultimates and 4 to come. More on the way here. I would expect to see a pull flux here to force out any healing resources, any sort of defensive utility that this team has before they just sandwich them and are able to win this fight.
The Scandals do have an advantage on percentage. Well, it's not that big. Just 1 team fight could potentially win them the map. They are flanking left for the Redshirts. We got a flux forced out with the Redshirts. Got 2 people. Oh, that was like so many ults. That was 2 ults. However, they did manage to cancel out Kev's high noon, which could have been a game changer.
Yeah, they are able to win that with the Flux Death Blossom, which I do remember that being a kind of a thing during the Reaper Doom meta with Double Shield. I remember there was one team in Minors last season who like to call that combo the pizza time. Don't really understand why, but I just think you remember that combo. It's really hard to get away from the Reaper ult when you're stuck in place from the gravity of it. So
2 ults really powerful. Both the Window and the Boggo coming out, and they will be winning this map. And that was heartbreaking for the Scandals. They did seem to come back. They got the spaceship part, as well as they got 99 here, but then they just got held at the choke so many times and pushed back the spawn.
Yeah, I really feel like it comes down to a lack of aggression from Bizna in the main tank slot, right? They're not like taking space effectively enough. They're not being aggressive enough to really push their advantage. And of course, I do believe that Agent Gecko is the typical main tank player for this team. I don't recall, I was in the last match between Scandals and Bench Boys. I don't recall Bizna being the main tank or even being a tank in that match. So again, because of the fact that they have to all off-roll to make this work to even like play this game, because they have players missing, that could contribute to why they're not playing up to maybe what we expect from them. So I wouldn't count Scandals out too much yet. I wouldn't read too much into what's happening right now. But if they want to find a way to bring this one back and really take control of this game, they need to find a way to take space more aggressively and make Talon Redshirts more uncomfortable. Because right now, what's happening is Talon Redshirts is able to just sit wherever they want, and like they're not being forced to move. They're not being forced to give up any space, and it's just allowing them to do whatever they want with Scandals.
The Scandals have shown the ability to adapt, though. They did switch comps. They managed to get a bit of an advantage there. I'd like to see something more from the adaptation from the Scandals, maybe switching up the comp a little bit more aggressive to try and, spread out the Talon and maybe get a couple picks early on.
I suppose that could work. I think something that if they were going to do something more aggressive, I would prefer to see something like Brawl with a Lucio or Dive. Right now, they've kind of split with that. Bizna did run the Winston a little bit, but they kept Orion on the Junkrat and Kev on the McCree for the whole map, so they never really committed to like a full dive, like more aggressive comp, right? But I don't even know if a comp switch is what they kind of just need to be. Like Bizna just needs to be more aggressive. I don't know if maybe Bizna's not a tank. I don't know. Maybe there's not synergy, there's not trust between the main and off tanks, so they're not comfortable taking as much base. But whatever it is, they need to figure it out, or else they are looking at a very, very long game of being held in the choke.
Yeah. I would like to see Orion. His junk app was terrific, very good. Like to see more from that. Maybe get a couple good tires. Because Junkrat, he really relies on that tire to just get a lot of his kills. He does output a lot of damage, but is very weak. So if you're not playing aggressive with the Junkrat, maybe you should switch to something more passive.
Well, the Junkrat kind of, especially in this meta, right, where a double shield is typically what you see run. What the Junkrat provides is shield damage, right? You can burn the enemy shield so much quicker. Let's say you're in a mirror comp, right? The typical DPS duo is like Ashe Genji, Ashe Tracer, maybe Ashe Echo, right? But if you're in a Junkrat instead, what that gives your team is way more shield pressure. So it puts a lot of pressure on the enemy tanks to do their job more effectively, because their shields will break much quicker, which means their shields need to be much more efficient, placed better. The defensive cooldowns from the tanks, the Sigma Suck, the Orisa Fortify, need to be timed way better. And it's just more pressure on your tanks or on the enemy tanks that your tanks don't have to deal with when they go up against a Genji or an Echo or a Tracer. So that does help you, and those long sustained fights do help the Junkrat, but what they don't help is a Winston. Winston doesn't like fights to take 30 seconds. That doesn't really work with his kit very well, unless he's able to get in and out easily, which of course is a map type thing. Speaking of map, we are going to get into Dorado. Here is our next pick here from Scandals. It is Scandals map pick. So I'm hoping that they will be more comfortable here, more practice strats here, maybe something along those lines. We will see the Pharah come out potentially from the side of Talon Redshirts, which I'm excited for. I really like Pharah, and I really like that she's getting buffed in the new experimental patch. And I would like to see more of her in competitive play, because I think she does have a very nice niche. She's like Junkrat, but actually an interesting character to watch. So it's very, very different.
We actually, we're not having a Pharah. We do have a Genji Tracer. We don't have any shield tanks from the Talon, which is a bit different from what they were running earlier. However, on the Scandal side, we do have double barrier. We do have the same GPS, so we both have McCree and Junkrat.
Yeah, Junkrat can get a lot of value here, just raining down really high damage nades from above, and also when you make the rotation on the first choke to go back and hold the first choke on more even ground, the Junkrat can get a lot of value in that really, really tight choke, because it's really hard to dodge those nades. There's not as much wiggle room for the attackers. But of course, that Junkrat will struggle against Blue Wolf's Pharah here. Absolutely no pressure will be put on Blue Wolf. Blue Wolf gets a big boost there. That could be huge.
Kev needs to take care of that Pharah, and they can't let that. If the Pharah goes, is just not punished, it's gonna do so much work, especially with that Mercy Pocket. And you might see that here if Kev cannot manage to get a little bit of damage on that Force.
That was a huge play. The boop led to a free kill on the Junkrat, and now this team is gonna push forward with no care in the world.
Yeah, they took the high ground. Then the Ashe is just going. Should go ham, as we have a bit of a brawl here going on. The Scam is looking to hold them here just for a little bit, as we do have the full team back. Don't have any picks here. Idle Hell does go down despite the mortality field this with Jimmy Dippy and Lane.
Yeah, once again, not Scandals this time. Actually, Talon Redshirt does the poor job of pushing their advantage. They have the free pick, but they don't get super aggressive. Something that this Bat Brig comp does that's different than your typical Bat Zen spam comp. Bat Zen plays more for like shield damage and punishing with the Discord and all that, right? But what the Brig provides, it gives you the opportunity to brawl, and Talon Redshirt's not taking that opportunity to go and brawl with Scandals while they're down a man, and it costs them the fight.
Yeah. They are gonna just sit over here on the low ground, trying to hold the point as the Talon pushes it. They're doing damage from the sky. Immortality field forces out as well as the Valley. They're staying back, not pushing up, just trying to get poking damage on the enemy, trying to build ult charge. Kev does have his ult, which could potentially be good if they manage to take down the Talon's shields. That was disgusting. That was a quad kill as they clean up, and they should be taking this first point A.
I mean, hey, you know, that barrage, it's very interesting ultimate because it's, you know, you use it and you'll typically die, but you try to take one or two people with you. But, you know, the best possible scenario is, you know, killing the entire enemy team and sending them back to spawn and, you know, staying alive so you can have a victory lap while you do it.
It was really good for the Talon. They get 4 kills and they just cleaned up after it. Scandals couldn't really counter that. Bob forced out from Talon. He's doing some damage here as well as but the Immortality field does help him survive.
Yeah, I think that Bob got booped or pulled away from the point, because I don't think that's where Southern Man intended that to end up. Both teams have a lot of ults here. This is going to be a very Q-heavy fight.
We got a window, we got a grab, we got one down for each. Kev and Needle Burrito both go down, so the Talon should be able to clean this up.
Yeah, Talon able to win that on the Flux alone. The follow-up on it was very, very good. And they're able to win that fight with minimal ult usage. They will have 4 going into the next fight. Both teams will have the supercharger, which of course, as I mentioned before, very high high fight win rate ultimate. So it's going to come down to who uses that ultimate better and what other ults they combo with it.
Yeah, if you're the Scandals right now, this is looking very disheartening. You've been trying so hard. You lost your first game, and you should be losing the second one. Holy cow, they got another triple kill as they clean up. Blue Wolf is just performing so well. It's ridiculous. Kev fell off the map.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, if the King isn't careful, his title of Best Far and Owlet is gonna get taken real quickly. Blue Wolf was doing an excellent job with these barrages, draining terror down from above. And it doesn't really look like Scandals has an answer for it right now. They're going to have to play these sightlines, be very aware of where Blue Wolf is, and play around it much more effectively if they want to find value here.
Wolf, candidate for the most valuable player here. Just so many picks, applying so much pressure. Like every single one of his ultimates so far, just so much. We got 3 kills, 4 kills, potentially even a 6K if he gets another one here.
Scandals just seems to be falling apart at this point. It doesn't really look like they know what they're doing. It doesn't look like they're planning very well, I should say, rather than saying they don't know what they're doing. It seems like they're going into fights with no plan.
Almost C9 there actually, with 1.17 meters there. Got another ult and another quad kill. Another quad kill. That's insane. Ridiculous stuff.
How many times is he gonna get away with this?
They're not punishing them. They're not punishing Blue Wolf.
I think that comes out of Blue Wolf's positioning. Like, he's being so smart about where he chooses to engage. He goes from a very, very comfortable distance away, but enough so that the burst happens. When you use these far barrages, you want to be just close enough so that you don't take splash damage, but you still want to be out of range of like typical stuns, like, you know, a McCree flash or anything like that. And Blue Wolf's positioning on this is so good, and the team is playing around it so well that he's able to pull up. I believe he's been able to have 11 kills off 3 barrages, if I've been counting correctly. That's extremely good. That's very, very good. Running this far comp is so good for Talon Redshirts, and I'm excited to see them run it on defense now.
They made a bit of a switch up. We got Bins on Winston, we got Needle Burrito on Zarya. We got 2 hit scans, both McCree and Ash, as well as Matcha on
Yeah, looks like they are opting for a bit of a hybrid dive composition. I don't really like this. Typically, you want at least one DPS to go in with the Winston. I think opting to switch Kev Adrenaline onto a Tracer here or even a Genji would be much more effective with this composition. Because typically how you want to run this Monkey Zarya comp is you kind of want to double bubble it, where you go in with the Zarya bubble, you bubble your Winston when he lands, and then once that bubble wears off, he's able to use his regular bubble. And it gives the Winston a lot more time to stay in and stay set up. And that provides more time, of course, for the DPS, because the longer the Winston's able to distract the enemy team, the more opportunities there are for a dive DPS to get value.
Immediately getting value as he takes out Orion. Just absolutely ridiculous here. This Pharah Blue Wolf is just doing so well. The team is playing so well with Blue Wolf. Just not letting them take him down.
Yeah, and that's a really good job of just, typical Pharah stuff, spamming the spawn doors, and Kev Adrenaline's going to fall now, too. It seems like they might be running this double hit scan to take care of Blue Wolf on the Pharah, but I don't think he really minds the extra pressure. It seems like he's excelling under it, rather.
You expect the hit scan to take care of the Pharah, but it looks like Pharah's taking care of the hit scans here. As well as the rest of the team takes out Matcha and Agent Gecko. Ryan barely escaping with his life as Burrito goes down.
Yeah, that kill right there is the first final blow that someone not named Blue Wolf has gotten this round. Just doing an excellent job on this Pharah.
Ridiculous play from Blue Wolf, yeah. It's crazy how much pressure a good Pharah Mercy can put on the enemy team if played around. They're gonna take the down tunnel so Pharah can't just absolutely obliterate them.
Yeah, they gotta be careful though. Blue Wolf does have that barrage. Looks like he's looking to use it here.
Oh, got one kill? Got one kill, didn't go down for some reason. Gets an uptick on Agent Gecko and Dinza. Nino Burrito down! This is just not looking very good for the Scandals.
Yeah,
my lord!
Blue's just too good. That's all it is. It's just a Blue Wolf difference. That's all it is. I don't say. We're so used to Blue Wolf getting these 3 or 4 kills with this barrage at this point, but the one kill opens the fight up just enough. Once it's a 5v6, it's pretty much in favor of his team. There's another.
My lord! Again? God. So much value. Benzo goes down for subtly, man. Surprising not to see Blue Wolf in the kill feed for once.
Scandals has to pull it together here. They gotta switch something up. They gotta play smarter. They gotta path better. They gotta do literally anything better than what they're currently doing. Because right now they're just feeding Blue Wolf's Pharah and possibly his ego as well.
Yeah, Blue Wolf has been actually talking trash. If I was Blue Wolf right now, I would be spamming question marks every single second. Because I don't get kills. They're pushing the payload. Only a minute and a half to spare, not to spare, left to just get a point A, which is absolutely ridiculous compared to the Talons. Idaho does pop the last minute. 2 picks. Selling Man Bob. That's kind of cool. But not looking at Selly Man, which is questionable. Kev going in trying to pick them off does work. Blue, oh my lord, does get 1 peg for his life. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Nope, does get res though, so he's back in the skies.
Yeah, and for that reason alone, it's worth it. The res, of course, a very, very good cooldown for the Pharah, because once you put all your resources into her and finally take her down, the Pharah, or the Mercy can just press E and bring her right back up. I really don't think there's any way Scandals can push through this now. The Supercharger online, 4 Talon Redshirts, and no ultimates ready for Scandals, and they just look lost right now, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, Blue Wolf is getting his ultimate every single fight, every fight or two. And it's crazy because his ult can get so many picks, then it does go down to Blue Wolf again. And they're being just hauled out the choke. They're not going to be able to do anything.
I mean, they also have the window, which means they're not going to be able to touch. It's over.
Just ridiculous.
Talon Redshirts is dominating
so well. The only way I can see Scandals coming back is banning Pharah, basically. Or playing a map where you can't play Pharah, I would be surprised to see somebody, can we ban Pharah in the chat or something?
Yeah, I hope we can. I hope we can see more of it. We can see their excellent movement there, using the concussion mine to get in, getting close, and we saw like the distance there is perfect. The distance there is just outside the range of any counterplay for the enemy team, but it's close enough to where that splash damage will hit very well. The pull comes together to bring them all in there. It's just. That's a lot. 19 barrage kills off of 5 rocket barrages. That's averaging 4 kills per rocket barrage. That's crazy.
It's ridiculous, and she's not getting punished at all.
No, not there's like no. I don't know if it's like a comms thing. I don't know if Scandals is like maybe it's Scandals like isn't trying very hard because it's preseason. Obviously they are on all off rolls, so it makes sense that maybe they wouldn't like the game in the long run. The game doesn't really matter, so it is possible. That
still don't want to take away from Blue Wolf though, because he's doing so well. We do have a halftime break, and we'll see you in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Owlet Preseason 3.5 Scandals vs. Talon Redshirts. The Scandals have been putting on a, quite honestly, embarrassing performance. They're not punishing the Pharaoh, even though they have, 3 hit scans on their team. And Blue Wolf, consequently, has just been popping off with 2 4Ks and 10 3Ks or something.
Yeah, Blue Wolf has been very, very solid on the Pharah. I will point out, Pharah is what Blue Wolf was running on this map last time we played. I should mention the map is going to be Numati before I say that, but
yeah,
my brain's just like a scrambled egg. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we're excited to get into this one. At the rate this is going, looks like it might be the last map of the game. At the rate we're going, but I'm really hoping that Scandals can pull it together because I know they have some life in them. I know there is fight in them somewhere. They just gotta find it and bring it back out so that we can actually have a game here. I want to see some going. I know Scandals can do better than this.
Yeah, I want to see a map 5.
I don't know if I want to go that far. I have other things I want to do tonight, but I at least want to see them. I want to see them show what they can do. Talon Redshirts has been putting on the show so far. Blue Wolf on this far has been very dominant. I know Scandals has players they want to show off, and I want them to find that in themselves to show it off because they have stuff. They just gotta dig deep and find it.
Yeah. So is Scandals going to bring back with the reverse sweep, or is Talon going to put them down, straight down? So we are starting.
Yeah, Numbani is a very interesting map. There's a couple of different comps we can run here. Or, like dive can be run here. You can run the double shield on attack. We typically see either double shield or dive on both ends here. Dive defense is something that I personally like to run here. It's using the parallel high grounds to stage dives can be really, really effective. But you give up point control, of course, and then with the double shield, you can hold one of those high grounds really, really effectively. But once you drop, you kind of are stuck where you are. So if you get forced to drop early, you kind of lose really quick. Both these teams, of course, have been favoring the double shield look. We'll have to see how it goes here. Talon Redshirts will be on the attack again, pulling out the Pharah once more.
It does look
how this goes for them.
Yeah, Talon is obviously pulling out the double barrier again. Sully Man does seem to be having a bit of dilemma the character he's gonna choose. We got double barrier again on the Scandals. Kev on Ash, Matcha Tia on Baptiste, and Ajagek on Vegeta. We do have a bit of a Doomfist. Could be interesting. About Doomfist is that, well, he can't get big value if he dives into the enemy lines. If you do that and just dive at them, you need backup or you're going to die. You're gonna get beamed down, especially when plays like Blue Wolf and Sully Man, Luminescent. They're all really good players.
With this composition, right, you can do these pull punches and give the Doomfist pretty much free kills, and then he can get out really, really easily with his cooldown. So I do like the pick here. Blue Wolf, very effective on this far, though. Of course, Orion will be unable to contest him. Kev Adrenaline will be the one tasked with dealing with him. They were on a Moira Bath comp. I'm glad they've switched over to the Moira Brig. Brig just gets much more value in this composition, allows the tank line much more brawl potential. But yeah, we'll have to see how they deal with this look from the enemy team, as it looks like Talon Redshirts wants to go for a bit of a split push here.
Yeah, Blue Wolf is getting a little bit damaged on the flank, as well as there's 2 points of attack here. We got the left and the right, and the Scandals is forced to decide which one they want to do. Blue Wolf is taking down Sully. Not Sully, Kev. but Talon lost 3 people, Link, Idol, and Jimmy. Luminescence down from Kev. It looks like they might be making a comeback. And Kev got celery as well. Looks like they might be making a comeback though.
Yeah, Blue Wolf there with a bit of positioning error early. Takes a lot of damage and has to back up while his team pushes in. And it kind of leads to a really easy, instead of pincering the defending team, what they end up doing is trying to fight a war on 2 fronts where the Pharah goes in alone and then the rest of her team goes in without her. So a little bit poor from him, but now with the scouting from Celery Man, they should be able to time this engagement much more effectively. That's a huge boom.
Well, that was a hack on what's it called, Vista. They're taking height here and they're just gonna spray damage. Not really much the Scandals can do about this. Fair, Blue Wolf obviously getting a bunch of damage. 80% weight, a little bit more than 80 of Blue Wolf. No picks yet. Kev does go down with Link and Agent Gecko. Oh, that's a double kill from Blue Wolf. Both Pinto and Agent Gecko go down with Matcha T following very shortly after. Idle Health does go down. It's very brawly fight. Picks on both sides. Does look like the Talon is going to get this.
Yeah, cost them an ult there, but they are able to pull it back and get a few ultimates out of their opponents. Of course, the rally will be online for Agent Gecko here. Sellerman getting close to that EMP. Other than that, no real fight winners coming online yet. They will have the Flux and the Bob on the side of Scandals. The ult's kind of be slightly in their favor, but they got to ult early here if they want to get the value out of those before Talon is able to get their ultimates back up.
Yeah, I did like how early on in this game, Kev took out the Mercy, and I believe the Pharaoh as well. Did win them that first fight, so I'd like to see more of that. Or Orion goes down by Blue Wolf, getting punished for playing that Doomfist. Got a Immortality Field for a Stout Silly Man down to Nino Burrito. A bunch of ults there. How many? Like 3 or 4. Because Vitaflux take out Matcha and Kev. Nino Burrito going down to Blue Wolf. Link is taking out Bob.
Yeah,
that is a play.
Able to get 5 people in that Flux. And that's big. The Flux cutting everyone down to half health is really hard for the enemy sports to do anything about. They can put it on the eye field and make sure no one dies, but it's hard to get everyone back up to full health after taking that much damage, and a really good follow-up there from Talon Redshirts should give them the edge they need to push this point into the second checkpoint.
The Scandals have to hold this corner for like a while here. Got 3 minutes on the clock. Is going to get 4:30 here, so they have to play so well, and they have to shut down Blue Wolf. Bit of poking coming in from both sides. We got shields breaking all over the board. Blue Wolf flanking in the back, uses a Justice to get 2 kills? 2 kills? He does go down to Kev though.
Why are they not pushing the card? Okay, there we go. We're fine. It
does look like a victory for the Talon. Scandals might be able to get back though. Let's see.
Yeah, there are some good ultimates here. They will have the rally coming offline. Because there's only one person on the card, there will be another clean fight here for the defending team. If Nina Breeder can get this Flux here, there might be a chance for them to bring this one back. But the EMP from Celery Man is going to be very, very impactful.
Being held at this score, we got an EMP coming out with the grab. Take the Grid Flux coming down, takes out Nino Burrito. Got 3 people there. This is just a ball. They're pulling out all of the cooldowns. Or Scandals are trying to get damages, just trying to hold. They're holding on for dear life here, and they might be able to get this win. Edgingenko does go down. Ryan almost going down as well. Ryan and Blue Wolf go down respectively. Luminance is also going down from Nino Burrito. Link as well. This should be a win. Scandals.
Yeah, Scandals once again doesn't really push their advantage there, but they are still able to stabilize because they have that spawn advantage, of course, with their spawn so close to the card here. If they die versus killing the enemy, it favors them. Any trades favor them, and just a lot of trades in that fight end up going in the way of Scandals. They're able to stabilize with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here.
Agent Goko tried to 1v1 Blue Wolf, and it did not go his way. They're just holding this card, trying to get trying to get the time down. We got Bit of Clucks, gets 4 people, I believe. Bring it down, not getting any kills. They might be able to follow up here, but they're not. Got Sombra in the back, getting to damage. Do you have a tire? Gets taken down by Blue Wolf. You got an EMP coming out. That was a very fast charge for EMP. Got another. Oh! That was the first time Garage didn't do anything. Ancient Gecko managed to take out Blue Wolf, as they should be winning this fight as well.
Yeah, you mentioned it was the first time that Barrage didn't do anything, and that's because Blue Wolf decided to do it without the pocket from Luminescence, and that's really going to hurt them there. That could have been a really impactful ultimate. They kind of just blow there. Of course, they want to EMP Barrage, they want to use it there, but there were enough people gone, enough people dead in that fight that I don't think it really mattered at that point. I don't think the Barrage was a smart pick here. They will switch over to a Genji Echo comp. This is really sporadic damage. There's not really a lot of oh, looks like we need a pause here really quick. Fight though before we're able to.
Oh, this is looking very grim for the Scandals. Okay, we do have a pause. Enough fight. Oh, we got good effects. Okay, so good Clucks came out off camera. They did seem to win the fight. There was a pause. You might have put them a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, that was a bit of a. I don't know if anyone remembers during early this Owl season we had the Cheez-It Grooves ad in the middle of a team fight. That's basically what just happened. This was the Owlet budget version of that. Our producer unfortunately crashed out of his game and was unable to bring the action to you, so we needed to call for a pause there. But Talon Redshirts able to finish out the map, and now it will be on Scandals to complete the map here, or else their chances in this preseason match will go out the window.
I'm going to be honest with you, the Scandals have actually been looking a little bit better, in my opinion here. They did manage to fight till there was only 1 minute remaining, so they might be able to win this.
Ready for battle.
We got the same comp from the Talon. Have to do what we do.
Yeah, these comps are a little interesting. We see the Ana Moira comp come out for the attackers here, which is a little strange. Not a very good comp. It's a lot of healing, but there's no utility, well, other than the Ana, of course. But the Moira doesn't really provide anything, especially in this like seemingly dive composition that they want to run here. Talon Redshirts will opt for this Sombra Torb, which is very sporadic damage, but it could be very good. Both those characters very hard to kill, can stay alive for a very long time and allow opportunities to come through for their team. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. Very interesting comps both sides.
We also have a Hanzo for the Scandals, which Hanzo could get value with his dragon. It depends if he can get those early picks out, early damage.
Yeah, it definitely will. It will provide them with more shield break, but because they're running this seemingly dive composition, I don't really think that's going to be that beneficial. I wish they'd opted for more of a Tracer or a Genji.
Oh, Vinta down already. Tried to dive in there, but just got shut down. Ryan also down. Flyman gets taken out by Kev. It could be a bit of value here if he gets any other picks.
Yeah, Bizno with a little bit of a mistake there. That's kind of what happens when you don't stage or dive at all. Just tries to dive into the meat of Talon Redshirt's team, and they just focus him down and dies. And once that Winston goes away, the dive kind of just falls apart, and they're able to pick them off one by one.
Everybody got taken down there. Matcha, Kev, Mino Burrito, and Agent. looking too good for the Scandals.
Yeah, it looks like Link will have this this window coming online. This is a very, very good ultimate on this point. The way they're playing, if they window in front of the tanks, they will have access to double damage across every sight line on this point, including with the Torb turret. So that auto-aim turret will have double damage, and that can output a lot of damage really fast with that window. It's very unorthodox, but with the way they're playing, it might be what they're playing for.
They're running a bunker here, and it's doing really well. Sometimes bunkers aren't the greatest strat, but here it does seem to be doing well. We got a window pop moment. We're gonna be putting so much damage through here. Got EMP coming out, Ichigaku, Nina Burito, Ryan all going down. Slayman did get taken out by Kev. That's the second time this happened. Might be doing Link getting taken out by Bizna because he did pop his primal range. We got an angry monkey on the loose. Trying to solve here for his team. Vade coming out and Valley coming out from Vegeta. Dragon as well, trying to salvage this fight. They'd be able to. So team is back. They're backing up, it appears. Does get more picks. Kevin's actually doing decently on this Hanzo here. I was a bit skeptical, but I was proven wrong.
Yeah, it looks like they were able to bring it back. Bizna made some very nice hero plays there. His primal was very, very good. But it won't matter if they aren't able to cap the point here. Picks going both ways here. This could go either way, but it looks like it will end up going the way of Talon Redshirts, surprisingly.
What? That was interesting. Skin was actually doing very well there.
Yeah, Link with a really, really good ultimate there to bring it back. 2 ticks gained for the side of Scandal, so it's possible they will be able to cap this first point, but they will only have, it looks like, one more clean fight to be able to get that done here. And not a lot of great ultimates on their side. They've got the Hanzo ult, but nothing really to pair it with, and they've got the Primal, but Primal's a very inconsistent ultimate, especially against the comp that's being run on the defense. So gonna have to be a lot of hero plays here for the Scandals if they want to bring this one back.
Well, forced out Bizna, just spreading out everybody as well as a dragon.
Oh.
That would have been close. So dropping down. They're gonna be trying to get point. And they should cop this. It is gonna be taken down with a bit of a stagger. Take down the trophy turret.
Well, I gotta be honest, I don't like the business taking that much damage from the Torb turret, because they're just gonna give Blue Wolf his ultimate. I can understand what they're trying to give Nano to they're trading Nano for Molten Core, but I don't know if that's actually a really good trade.
It really depends how well they can use the Nano. But Blue Wolf does have the ultimate, like, right now.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Exactly. I don't know if that was really the smartest play there, but we'll have to see, like you said, how much value can they get out of that Nano. They got Nano Visor or Nano Monkey.
Big Bull coming out. It doesn't really get anybody, however it does zone. Makes it hard to push cut. Got a couple picks on both sides, Matcha and Link. This could be salvageable for the Scandals, however Ryan does go down. Slowly Man taken out by Bizna. Very interesting. Does look Scandals are going to get a bit more time here, but it is taken down. Kev has been doing really well here. Hasn't been getting fragged here, but he's getting consistently some very important picks. The grab forced out, as well as the dragon combo immortality field. Can't save Arissa. Never mind. Following up. This does look to be a fight for the Scandals. This is very good for the Scandals here.
Yeah, a really good job able to push that one through. Talon Redshirt's kind of getting sloppy there. Not really using the resources as effectively as they needed to. As we will see some swaps come through here, they will be onto the Echo and the Doom here, which will provide a lot of off-angling and flank threats onto the enemy team here. They do have this Nano Visor or Nano Monkey that they can use here.
We got a grab coming up. It does look like this note got taken down. He will go down. As Sully Man traded his life, Wolf taken down. This does look like Scandals might be able to win this, so they should be able to. Let's try Zarya. To the enemy in this mission.
So after a very, very difficult first point for them, it looks like they will be able to cap the point here with more time than their opponents. So really, really nice turnaround there from Scandals, able to get this one done.
they were waiting for the card to come so they could get in the last second, but they waited too long, and I think they C9.
Yeah, I don't know if they might have been able to get there. Either way, though, it was smart for them to try to wait till the last second, just to wait a little bit too long, it seems. And now we will get into the overtime rounds here. Minute on the clock here for Talon Redshirts. They will have to attack first. They pulled out the Pharah Ashe look Pharah Echo look, or excuse me, neither of those two. That was the Pharah Sombra, excuse me. But looks like this time they will be opting for the Echo Sombra. Still sticking with the double barrier. As I say that, they will switch back onto the Pharah. Blue Wolf, of course, seemingly is his signature character. Words are hard. I'm excited to see how they do this. I'm excited to see if Scandals can adjust to this Pharah, because they were doing a lot better against it on defense on the first point. They were focusing Blue Wolf down a lot better, not able to get the same value out of the barrages for just the primary fires that he was able to get on Dorado. So yeah, I definitely do think that Scandals has a chance to bring this one back here.
If you're rooting for Scandals, you're definitely excited here. I feel like they might have a little bit of a better chance against Blue Wolf here with Orion on Soldier. Soldier is not necessarily better against Pharaohs, it's just that he has a bit more spray damage, so...
Commence combat operations.
Yeah, I don't really like the Soldier here. It's a good pick for this map, though, but it's really hard to get value here. I really don't get the Moira on defense here. Moira's really hard to run here, especially with the comp that's being run. Moira doesn't have the mobility to really keep up with the needs of her comp here. Bizum's gonna fall really quick.
Both down. Not the Blue Wolf, obviously, taking out Orion. Agent Gecko down to Sombra. This is not looking good. Blue Wolf taken out by Cannonball people as Mysfyt and Nino Burrito go down Starlight Man.
Yeah, Starman doing a good job of cleaning up there. One of the best jobs a Sombra can do. That Opportunist passive, of course, allows her to see low health targets through walls and does allow her to finish off kills very well. So good job by that. They will be getting into overtime here as we start to push this card. So only one clean fight really needed here for Scandals in order to stop this card from moving. It's going to come down to the wire here.
They have to take care of that Pharaoh first, in my opinion. Pharaoh is just putting down damage on Soldier. Can't really leave his little spot. Gonna put damage onto that Pharaoh. Isn't really doing much. Starlight Man, they are taking the high ground, actually. They put Starlight Man down from the Agent Gecko with the Discord ball. Is res though. They did force out that res, so they cannot revive Blue Ball. Very crucial. It could be very crucial. Justice. We got Justice. And Blue Wolf taken down, however, he trades two people, both Kev and Agent Gecko down. Could be Orion soon follows. This does look like this will be a win for the Talon, and let's take a bring this back.
Yeah, and really a lot of ultimates being used in this fight. Of course, neither team wants to give up any ground, but it's really going to hurt the team that loses it, and it looks like it will be Scandals here, as Talon Redshirts will be able to push it even farther, and they have even more ultimates on deck. They've got the Bongo, they've got the Flux, they've got the EMP. They have the tools they need to push this all the way. They just need to rotate these ultimates effectively enough, and they could push this to 6 points.
Scandals really have to search within themselves to be able to bring back what they were doing just a couple minutes earlier. They're going for a flank. Who is he going to hack? The battle here. Searching for Sully. This is like EMP catches two. Dies in the process. Oh, Blue Wolf down. Is Mercy gonna go for a vest? No, he's not. He's got a little bit of a dragon here. Down Jimmy as well. Very brawling fight. The Scandals should be able to get this.
Yeah, it looks like they will be able to finally finish it out there. I gave one job to Talon Redshirts, and it was that they needed to cycle their ultimates correctly, and they weren't able to get it done. They weren't able to do it well enough, and it loses them that. But still a really, really good push for them. They're able to get 2 extra points. They're at a significant amount of the way to the end of it, pushing all the way to 3rd point there. So a really tall order here for the Scandals to take this one back. They're going to have to do just a little bit better than their opponents if they want to win this. It's going to require basically come down to 1 extra fight win if they want to be able to win this map and pull it to a map 4.
Yeah, they do have a lot more time. They have like a minute more, but are they going to be able to act on that? Are they going to be able to get all the wins and bring this to the 4th map?
Yeah, absolutely. Blue Wolf will be running the Pharah on defense. Starman will be opting for the Echo, so a purely aerial DPS line here. I kind of like the Mercy with this, and I do think the Ana is a smart choice because of these DPS, but it does provide the tanks with a little less support. So they're going to have to be very careful about how they run this. Cellarman will actually switch back on to the Soldier, but they still have the Ana. So my point still stands. We'll have to see how the Scandals react to this. They've been opting for this Monkey Zarya dive, and it's been going pretty well for them so far. It's just going to they're making really good individual plays. They need to keep that up if they want to be able to push this map all the way. The one key difference in these comps that's sticking out to me right now is that the enemy, the Talon Redshirts comp has a lot more point presence. So in an overtime situation where both teams are even, I gotta give the advantage to them, which is kind of what you're playing for with the current time restriction.
They have to push in. They're gonna get this. They should get this hold for quite a bit, unless the Scandals can do it well. Kev down, celery man. If you're Ryan here, you have a lot of push on you because you have to shut down that Pharaoh. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, a really, really nice pick there off the pull. Talon Redshirts has been doing a really good job of executing off these illicit pulls. And it's been very impressive. It's been giving them some easy picks, some easy fight wins just off that alone. And now we're down to potentially 1 or 2 clean engagements left for Scandals. They got to take this fight fast.
Vista diving in. He might get taken down. He will not. Vista dropping down. They're not focusing him. No, yes they are. We got no picks. This is just a little bit of a pokey battle. Biz down to Blue Wolf. Blue Wolf does get taken down as well as Jimmy Deppy. This should be for the Orion gets taken down like Clergy. Idlehell gets taken down as well. This is a very good. The Scandals. They should be able to get this. Agent Gecko gets taken down with Celania with the visor as well as Kev. Looks like they're gonna be turning this around.
Yeah, really good visor there from Cellarman. Luminescence with the pocket, and they're able to bring this one back, able to stabilize here. Only 1 fight left here for Scandals. If you remember the last fight, how it ended is Bizna had a really nice play with his Primal Rage, and he's going to have to pull out his inner doucheway here if he wants to bring this one back for his team.
Yeah, he's going to get a bit of a nano, pushing and trying to get his ult. He will. Cops it, spreading out everybody, giving time for them to try and cop point. He might just do that because most of the team, or half of the team, gets taken out. But Blue Wolf, I mean Clergyman does get revived. But grab forced out. Yes, this is going to be the Scandals victory.
Yeah, Bizna with another hero play there with the Primal Rage. Gets the Nano, able to charge it up, and is able to get 2 picks there for his team. Open it up. Really good job by the Winston. Bizna's been looking really good on this Winston all match. We haven't had too many opportunities to highlight him because of the outstanding Pharah play for Blue Wolf. But Bizna has been doing very, very well on this Winston and is really showing his stuff on it now. It's going to come down to just 1 fight. That's all Talon Redshirts really needs to bring this one back, and they have an ult that they can do it with. This Supercharger is really, really good in this situation. Just 50% extra damage to your entire team. And with a Pharah on your team, with the damage boost on her as well, that could be like, that's a ton of damage really quick. You can pick off a squish before they even know what hit them.
I'm quite honestly scared for the Scandals. I've got a Dragon. Is he going to get a pick? Brings Idleho very low, but will sadly not take anybody. Looks like this is going to pop in, trying to get damage, creating space. Pops Zolt to survive, as he is trying to boot people off the map. Just tanking a bunch of the healers. We got 3 picks from Agent Gecko with the Coalescence. Idleho does go down as well, and this will be a victory for the Scandals. If you're a Scandals fan right here, you're hearing, because they're doing so well.
Yeah, Jimmy Dippy still has this Supercharger. I'm curious as to why he didn't use it last fight, but Bizna, another hero play for him. Really, really good job using the Primal there. Zones both the Soldier and both healers for the enemy team. It's going to come down to this last fight. Bizna went back to switch. Is he going to get back in time? A lot of ultimates on the side of Talon Redshirts. It's going to come down to this one.
Seeing all of the ults there. Yeah, this is, the Scandals are taken down.
That's a lot of ultimates.
Talon
that is,
comes out on top.
That's a lot of ultimates. I mean, that's what happens when you save up all your G's for 1 fight, is you're able to win it that quickly. little unfortunate scandals there. Really looked like they were going to be able to bring it back. A really, really good job from them. Really good effort. Isn't with a lot of hero plays there for this map. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this one ended up. A lot extra majors action before we get into the regular season here. So I'm excited to see how these two teams do once we get into the actual season where these games actually start to matter. There's actually stuff on the line. But from what we saw from them tonight, I'm excited to see both these teams' futures.
Yeah, the Scandals, while they did not do the best, they did have a couple of people out, so they did have to replace a bit, and they still performed fairly well.
Yeah, I mean, it came down. I think one of the big reasons that Scandals looked the way they did tonight, I think it does come down to the ringer situation. They have people off rolling, people in positions they don't normally play, and like a different player with Orion there. So I really do think that they'll look different when it comes to the regular season. I don't know how much stock we can put in this game for them, but as far as Talon Redshirts go, we got to see a lot more from them tonight, a lot better look than what they showed against Odyssey. They looked really, really consistent tonight. And yeah, I'm excited to see what these two teams can do.
Yeah. I think I have an interview. Idaho will be joining us. We might have a bit of a break here.
Yeah, it looks like we will have to send this one to a bit of a break while we get that all sorted out. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're not going to want to miss this.
Hello, we are back, and we have Idaho with us for a quick interview. We're going to be asking some questions. Do you want to go first, Mysfyt, or should I go?
Sure, absolutely. I talked to your captain, Blue Wolf, earlier before the game, and he said that your mindset going into this is that you felt really excited and a lot more confident after your performance last night against Odyssey to really show how you could compete in the Majors division. After today's game, how do you feel like you stand up against the competition?
Well, I think we are still gonna have, struggles. Yesterday was a pretty big roll. But we're feeling confident. We took a lot from yesterday and even went over VOD reviews earlier today to get ready and do better today, and we think it paid off, so.
All
right. So Blue Wolf was doing very well. Was that far predetermined, or did you guys plan that out? And how did you play around the fire?
Yes and no. We have a couple strats for different maps that involve Pharah. You'll see Pharah on Numbani is where we played her yesterday as well. But honestly, today it was mostly keeping an eye on what the enemy team played. We saw that they didn't have any really strong like double hit scans that could threaten the Pharah well. So we decided to play into that and run the Pharah even when she maybe wasn't ideal, because we felt we could get a lot of value out of her.
Okay.
All right. I have some questions for you. You played absolutely stellar on this segment tonight. You did a really, really good job of nullifying the enemy DPS. Your positioning was good. Your fluxes were outstanding. Is Sigma one of your signature characters, would you say? What are your typical off-tank choices?
So my common joke is that I am a one trick depending on the meta. Before Double Shield came through, I played nothing but Diva and Goats. So Sigma is definitely one of my signatures right now, but as the meta changes, I change what I need to play to what the team needs. So
very adaptable. That's good. That is a good quality to have.
Have any more questions?
No, I think that'll do it for me. Thank you, Idle Hell, for joining us. You played very, very well tonight. Enjoy the win and get ready for the regular season. And yeah, I think that is gonna do it for us, folks. I don't really think we have anything else left, unless you have any parting words, Lightknight.
Make sure to watch the games. Owlet season 4, I believe, or season 3.5 is gonna be coming up soon. Make sure to tune in.